Welcome back to day 6 of the 30-day brand building challenge. I've just shot back from a prayer meeting, so I'm getting into the zone of being back on the challenge again. So as we dive into this next step, which is a really exciting step, this is the final part of the V's. We've got just a couple more V's that we're going to dive into, but we are getting closer and closer to working on your mission and pitch. But we can't do that until we've got some of these extra foundational set in stone steps that will help you to build your business on a solid foundation. Building it on rock, remember. So we've already gone through the process of working on the 3 different aspects of your vision. So by now you should be very clear about that. You've worked on your values, and by now, if you've been keeping up with what we're doing, you've created your statements for your values, and you're now ready to essentially share your value with the world, right? So we need to now share. If you are the one that is creating this vision and you're on a mission to build this vision out for the audience that you've chosen, they're going to be thinking, well, out of everybody that we could choose to take us on this journey, why you? And that's why we're diving in this session into value. This is where we need to turn your tests into a testimony. This is where we need to take your trials, your tribulations, the things that you've been through that have enabled you to get to the point where you are now. We need to put this into a concise introduction, otherwise known as a bio or a biography, that can be used to not only introduce you on podcasts and speaking, if that's something that you want to do, but also to use it in your About Us section of your website, to put it in the bio piece of all your social media timelines, so that you've got a really nice introduction, a strong, compelling, and powerful introduction that enables you to start building your reputation, to start building your brand. So the very first thing people are going to do when they see you showing up, and we're going to start working on that from week 2 onwards, then you'll start you being ready to really start amplifying this. So first of all, the first stage is really creating the message. And then the second stage is amplifying the message, okay? And then we want to multiply the results. And that's what we're going to be doing throughout this 30-day journey together. So to create your bio, I'm going to take you across to my other screen so I can show you through mine. And that way you'll be able to model mine as an example. And I'm going to walk you through the 3 different sections because it's a bit like a sandwich. That's probably the best way to build this out. And remember, this introduction is the first, last, and lasting impressions. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. I want you to write that in the comments. Because everything I'm doing with you here is kind of, in the short time we've got, top level. Like, just on values, you see, yesterday I did some stuff with you, and the day before I did some stuff with you. Today I did a 90-minute deep dive session where our members were actually creating it. They were helping each other to create it. I was overseeing it and saying, what about this? Change this, shift that. That's the right direction. This isn't the right direction. Have you thought of this? So we go a lot deeper on our actual program. So if you ever want to talk to me about jumping into our program, then reach out and I can give you more information on that. It is by invitation only, so it's not something that I market out everywhere. We very much care about our members and the process and the progress that they make. And each member I work with personally, and Wendy, who is my best friend, but also she's joined our business a year ago. So she's now our impacts director. She works with every single one of our clients and every single one of our members to make sure that not only are we making the impact that we need to be on them, but they are making the impact they need to be in the world. So it's an amazing program, and I'm just so proud of it. But if there's anything we can do to support you, they're not the only things we do. We've got other stuff as well. But the tools and resources, that's the stuff that I'm bringing across into this challenge. And into the new academy. It's called Grapevine. You're the first to know, right? So keep your ears and eyes peeled for when we launch Grapevine. I'm very excited about it. So we're going to dive into bringing those three things together. So I mean, it's just super, super, super tangible, and it makes your business real, and it feels real when you start to get these kind of statements in place, because then it feels like when you start to launch stuff, when you start showing up, when you start speaking on things, the very first thing someone's going to do is they're going to Google you. The very first thing they're going to do is go, if they've seen a post from you on Facebook, they're going to go check you out on Facebook. So we want to make sure that we're creating that solid foundation to be able to start building out your Facebook profile and your social media channels, so you've got everything consistent and ready to start driving people to. So this really is the first step. Now you've got your values. We're going to start pulling those values into everything you do. So let's go across to my other screen now, and I'm going to show you what I've created, and I'll give you a link to it as well, so you can go download mine if you want to, and you can also see mine on my website as well. I'll put all the link and everything here with this. And okay, let's go. Let's dive in. So this is my media kit, which you'll see is designed in Canva. And I've got quite an extensive media kit because I've been doing a lot of TV, radio, magazines, and speaking all over the world for a very long time. So I've got quite an extensive media kit in place. But the key part that we're going to focus on today, and we're not going to go anywhere near building anything like this while we go through this challenge, because it is big. And it's something that we build with our members. So, there's a lot more to it than just being able to kind of skim over what we're doing together on this 30 days, just getting you kickstarted and getting your first clients, if they're your first clients, or getting you more clients if you already have some clients. But this is where we really want to go with this. So I've got a stage intro and stuff, but we're not going to start there. What I want you to do is start with your 100-word bio. Ultimately, you will get to a point when you've created this, you will want to have a 100-word bio and a 150-word bio. Now you could, if you want to, start with your 150-word and then scale it back. Most people find it easier to do that, to do the 150 words and then take out 50 words to bring it down to a 100-word bio. But the key thing is that you do have at least your 100-word bio. This is the one that people are going to use the most. Most of the TV, radio, any media, they want your 100-word bio. And it's important you do give them 100 words. If you give them 102, you are leaving it in their hands to take the 2 words out that they think are the least important. Well, we've had some nightmares with some of our members who have not listened to this advice, and they've sent a bio in that's slightly longer, thinking, it'll be all right, it's only a couple of words, they'll squeeze it in, and they don't. We had one that her whole pitch was all about busy mothers. The whole thing was busy mothers. And the magazine that she wrote for decided they were going to take the word busy out to bring her bio down. So because they took the word busy out, now it was aimed at every mother, not just busy mothers, and it just ruined her whole pitch. And she could have taken control of that. So I just want you to be more aware of this, that you do want to make sure that you're ready to scale. There's no point creating this as a bio for social media and then not being ready when someone gives you a speaking opportunity. You need to be able to send them your bio ready-made to go. Now, your bio needs to be written about you, not from you. So you'll notice that this 100-word bio doesn't say, I am a multi-award-winning speaker. It says Sammy is a multi-award-winning international speaker, 10 times best-selling author, creator of over 1,000 courses, resources, programs, founder of Global Ripple Makers, co-founder of The Impact Catalyst, just about to be co-founder of Kingdom Catalysts. So, as you start to build this out, this really is the sandwich, and you can see it in the 3 sections here. So the first piece of the sandwich, the top layer of bread as such, This is your introduction to your credibility. This is the bit that if they didn't know anything else about you, what would you want them to know? Now, you might not have all of these things in place yet. You might not have won an award. You might not be a part of an association, or you might not have even started your business yet. This might be the very beginning of your journey. But what you can do, if you haven't got things like this in place and you haven't published a book yet, or you don't speak on stage yet, but they're all the things you want to do, what you can do is use your vision. So I could say here, Sammy is the founder of How to Build a Brand, the world's largest brand building resource for entrepreneurs of faith-based businesses. So you could just do that. You could, this is your introduction. So that's why it's important, the vision that you created a couple of days ago, which is what are you building and who are you building it for? If you've got nothing else, then you could use that here in this piece. So you can pull that forward, and I meant to say it before I started saying it and then got distracted. As you go on this journey, everything I do is building. That's how we work with our clients. So anything that you create, like your vision, the reason I got you to do that early on is because you're then going to be able to use that in everything else that you do going forward. This bio you're creating now, you'll be able to use it in all of the other things that we do going forward. There'll be times when you're working with something or on something during this process where I'm going to say to you, right, now go back and get your bio. We're going to pull this bit through. So I want to make it as easy as possible for you by creating things early on that become that foundation, that bedrock, the cornerstone that you're able to then draw from, okay? So that first piece is your introduction. The second piece is your credibility bridge. So what have you already done, or what have you already learned? What experience do you already have? This is the value piece. This is where you're now sharing, here's why you should pick me. Here's why what I do is what you will be interested in, right? So with mine, having mentored over 70,000 change makers to build their brands since 2002, I've also then surveyed more than 41,000 of them about what stops them succeeding. And so from that research, we know that too many entrepreneurs paralyze their success by not feeling good enough, worthy enough, or confident enough to be visible. And that's why Greg and I developed the 1 Year No Fear book series and program, as well as now we've got our Impact Catalyst program, we've got our Kingdom Catalyst program, we've got lots of different things that we run, and we mentor entrepreneurs. So that's the kind of end piece, is what are you doing now? So you've got your intro, which is pretty much your vision. If you haven't got the awards and things yet, then just put your vision there. The middle piece is your credibility. And then the final piece is what you're doing now. What mission are you on with this vision? And you're going to start getting to the actual vision in a few days. But again, you can start building that out now so that then when it comes to mission, you've already got an idea about what the mission is. And the mission is how. The mission is the how you are going to deliver on that promise. So, if you're building the world's largest brand building resource, tell me how you intend to do that. That's what your mission is. So this is the example of a 100-word bio. I'll give you the example of 150 words as well. You can see how I've built in then, after 13 years in branding, before building my first 5 businesses, I exited my agency in 2013 to build the world's most practical online brand building resource for entrepreneurs. My first program, blah, 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 blah. So you see how you can add more credibility. This is really the reason why people should believe you, why they should trust you. And remember, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So this is really, we're not used to bragging. And it's, it's something that it just feels a bit dirty, doesn't it? If you're like, oh, this me. But actually at this part of your brand, you need to, and have permission to, really start bringing in your bragging rights here. This is where you've turned your test into your testimony. And this is why you are the one that they should pick to go forward with. Okay. So that's your activity for today. And if you want to go and see that live in action, you can go to my website and you can go to About, and you'll see There you go, like the short version of it, and then the long version. The long version is actually my whole journey. You'll see like what I built with the agency, our team, awards that we've won, speaking, my grandma being the real driver for what I do now, moving to France and, basically just getting away from everything, almost having 4 heart attacks in 3.5 months. Like the whole thing is there. If anybody wants to go find this information, I've built out the whole thing, what I built, what I've launched, being on the news, speaking all over the world, being on a documentary, actually been on 2. Then the new brand is born. We travel all over the world. Like, there's the whole story there. Moving onto a boat, traveling around for 4 years, building global ripple makers, then building one drop movement. I mean, we've done a lot of things. I haven't even put Kingdom Catalysts or anything on here yet. Launching a jewelry line with my mum, with the one drop range. I mean, it's just crazy when I think about what we've done. We've supported hundreds of charities over the years. This is a program that we don't really deliver this program anymore. So it's good that I'm showing you this because we don't do that. This has evolved. You can book time with me through here as well. So I just want you to focus on your biography today. And like I say, what you could do is just brain dump the 150 and then remove from the 150 to get your 100-word bio. And of course, then you can turn your 100-word bio into a stage intro. So this is what I give to podcasters and, summit show hosts and people that I'm appearing on their workshops and webinars and things like that. That's how they introduce me on those. So you see, it all starts with that one thing, and then you can ripple it out into everything else. So go do your homework today. I'd love to see your 100-word bio in the comments below. You could put your 100-word and 150-word if you want to. You never know who's also taking part in this challenge. I encourage you to, all of you, be looking at each other's, and this is a great opportunity for you to network with other entrepreneurs around the world. So if no one has commented yet, be that first to comment, or be the second or the third, and you could earn some business just from going through this challenge. So don't keep it to yourself. Shine that light, as Jesus said himself in Matthew 5:14-16. I'm going to share the NIV version here. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So enjoy your activity for today. I'll see you tomorrow for day number 7. Bye for now.